Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be reviewing the Salvador made in Mexico Pro Fight gloves. So stay tuned. All right, so today we have the Salvador made in Mexico 10-ounce fight gloves in the royal color scheme. We're gonna do a close-up weigh-in and review on. And you can see these are fantastic looking gloves. It comes with this metallic blue with a split silver and metallic gold thumb. And then on the palm side is unique in the fact I don't think I've seen any other brand do this yet, where they split the palm offset to the outside of the glove, to the outside edge, rather than the split color being right down the middle. So it kind of gives it a really unique look. And the stitching changes a little bit. You can see that they have to stitch that offset, again, to give it a unique look. Now, Salvador is a company that's based out of Spain. The gloves are made in Mexico, but it is a Spanish company. And these gloves are just beautiful. Probably some of the best from a quality control and just quality standpoint, best gloves I've seen. I mean, the stitching looks great. The quality of the leather metallic they use is very nice. Just kind of the attention to detail is really, really high up there. You can see it has ventilated holes on the thumb, an attached thumb, pretty nice large size grip bar that's really nice and firm, and ventilated holes on the palm, and then it has that gold piping. These are sanctioned fight gloves, so you can see it does come with the tag for each use for the rounds right there, you can see. So it's control rounds for the gloves, rounds, timelines for gloves. And you can see it gets marked off. And you can see it says made in Mexico on the tag right there. Very similar to Grant. And just kind of to allude to Grant, these really do remind me, much like the Russian boxer gloves, the fight gloves of Grant boxing gloves. Not sure if they're made by the same factory or manufacturer as Grant's, but they're pretty dang close in terms of the build quality. Obviously the design of the split palm is different, and the liner is a little bit different than Grant, but the shape of the glove and just the size and how compact it is really similar. And then the inside of the glove, you can see it has this really nice, super soft, almost like silk-like liner, which is really nice. Feels really nice and cool when you put your hand against it. And the tags in there, really nice long laces right here. High quality white laces, you can see. It's not cheap with the plastic ends. And you can see the gloves next to each other. It does use horsehair and EVA foam, so you kind of get a blend between protection and feedback. Because of the horsehair, you're definitely going to feel the shock when you land it, but the EVA does a pretty good job of absorbing it as well. So these would be a perfect mitt glove, or if you're doing some kind of pad work, if you're using it for training, it would be great. And maybe on a softer heavy bag. You can use it on a denser heavy bag, but you will break down the padding over the knuckle area much quicker. So I would limit it to softer filled heavy bags and maybe mitt work with these gloves. So let's go ahead and put them on scale. See how much these weigh. Start off with the right glove, and they're right at 10 ounces, 10.1, 10.2 ounces, so pretty much spot on. Then the left glove, let's go ahead and put the left glove on. 10.1, so they're exactly the same weight, which is obviously awesome to see. For a fight glove, they have to be on point with the weight. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys, Carlo here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Salvador Boxing 10-ounce Pro Fight gloves. Salvador is a company that's based out of Spain that's been around for a while now. All of their equipment is made in Mexico. This is their Pro Fight version that's going to be the royal color scheme, which means that it's a metallic blue. It's kind of more of a light blue. I would say I wouldn't say powder blue, but probably in between a light blue and like a dark navy blue. But anyhow, you have that metallic blue, the gold, the silver, and the gold split palm that has kind of a unique look right here. I'll kind of go into more detail with that. But again, based out of Spain. And they also do make training gloves if you're looking for something larger to use for training, for bag work, and for sparring, 12, 14, 16 ounce gloves. Now, they are a smaller company, kind of like a boutique company, so they don't mass produce these gloves. They're made in small batches and amounts. So when you do go to their website, you can check out what they currently offer. color scheme wise and size wise as well. Obviously, these being a pro fight glove, they're going to be a lace-up glove, and just depending on your personal weight will determine the size. If you're using this just strictly for training, obviously it really doesn't matter if it's 8 to 10 ounces. If you're running for speed work, you're using this just on the pads or for some light bag work, then that's perfectly fine. But again, just beautiful gloves. Now, looking at the gloves, the first thing that these gloves remind me of, if I were to compare it to another glove brand, would be Grant's. Just in terms of the actual profile, how slim the gloves are, the compactness of the gloves. I have a pair of Russian boxer gloves, pro fight gloves in 10 ounces, and they're pretty much identical to these gloves, other than the color scheme, but the actual leather they use, the cut of the glove, they're identical to the Russian boxers, Grant's, as well as the, I believe it's the FF or the HH model of the No Boxing, No Life fight gloves I did a review a while back. So really similar. I wouldn't be surprised, not to say that they are, not to make any assumption, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're made in the same factory, or at least share some of the same manufacturing techniques that they use for these gloves. So you can see full genuine leather construction design wise. It does have the Salvador logo here on the glove. It kind of has like a winged falcon or a winged eagle. So Salvador, made in Mexico, nice oval look to it. The glove itself uses a flat cuff that you see quite a bit, if not all, with all pro fight gloves. It utilizes flat cuff rather than that triple cuff that you see with training gloves, which is really nice. It does have 10 ounces right here on the tag. Again, metallic blue, and you can see that the leather on here has a nice metallic shine to it. On the thumb side, you do have the silver and the gold. That looks really great. A blue attached leather thumb. You do have a nice large stiff grip bar right here, you can feel, and silver piping around the thumb. Nice long high quality white laces right here, and then the gold that goes all the way down with the piping. And then obviously the big difference here compared to some other gloves is instead of the split palm going right down the middle, it's offset to the outside edge of the glove. So the stitching pattern is down the side right here, which is nice because they kind of rolled it and kind of gave it a little bit of a bead, so it feels really nice in terms of the actual quality. And then you can see kind of the outside edge right there. The bottom uses silver piping as well around the cuff. You do have, I'd say, maybe 1/8 of an inch, if that, of foam padding on the inside of the wrist. And again, like most pro fight gloves, you're not going to get a ton of padding around the wrist. They're just not structured that way. They have to keep weight down and make sure that the accuracy of the glove weight-wise is there. So you're not going to get a ton around the actual wrist area because you're going to get the majority of the padding in the knuckle area. But you can see here, the padding goes all the way up here, up to that stitching. The back of the glove itself has about, I would say, a 1/2 inch of padding on the back of the wrist. You can see it has a fairly large hinge point where the back of the wrist is at. The inside uses a really nice, almost silk-like nylon liner that's much smoother. I would say like it's like the typical nylon liner that you feel, but it just has like a little more of a luxurious silky feel to it, which I like a lot. And then you have the tag on here, obviously, to get marked off if you're using this in a pro fight. And then the tags on the inside showing where the actual gloves are manufactured, which they were made in Mexico. So again, beautiful looking glove. Just kind of give you guys a good view of it all the way around. And really, really nice. Quality wise, these gloves are some of the best I've seen. Stitching is all on point. Leather is nice and consistent, high quality. You can see here, just kind of the metallic on the leather itself. The dyeing process they use on this is really good. It's held up well. I mean, I've used this just on the heavy bag and my double end bag, and I haven't had any issues with the actual metallic cracking. Now, historically, with all of my metallic gloves I've used, regardless of brand, over time, it does wear out quicker than your standard solid colors. I just think that's just the nature of metallic colors, regardless of the brand. And you know, I've seen that with Fly and a lot of other just high-end brands where you get flaking. Sabas, obviously you see some flaking there. But overall, you can see the quality. I mean, areas where the thumb meets the index finger, where it's reinforced, looks fantastic. No stitching coming out. The stitching of the split thumb looks great. Where the thumb meets the back of the hand looks really, really clean. Piping looks good. Everything is nice, symmetrical. Even just how they stitch it down here, you can see it's really nice and straight, just beautiful. Stitching is double stitching throughout on the palm. You can see the leather is bonded nicely to the foam on the inside. Grip bar is nice and robust. You know, the edges look good on the side. You know, the back of the cuff looks super clean. You can see they've done a nice job of trimming the piping, the leather on there that tucks in on the inside. The liner is nice and clean. There's no rips or tears on the inside liner. Just a fantastic looking glove and really well constructed. And I couldn't really find any imperfections with this glove. I mean, I would have to sit there and nitpick at everything, but quality wise, these are probably some of the best I've seen from a Mexican made glove, no doubt. Now, comfort of these gloves, fantastic as well. You slide your hand in here. And obviously the first thing you feel is how nice the thumb is. And nice parallel thumb, has enough room in there, but enough padding on the back to give you some support so you don't end up breaking your thumb if you do land at an awkward position. And not too short, that's a good thing too, so you don't feel like your thumb is getting stubbed at the end. Even when you make a fist, it just pulls down just a little bit with that thumb connector, but doesn't expose the thumb to where you have that thumb, kind of that anti-thumbing. You don't have to worry about your thumb actually jabbing into someone's eye. But nice parallel thumb, feels great. Piping isn't too tight. I had an issue with the Everlast Elite made in Mexico Pro Fight gloves. The gloves themselves were great, but it's just that the piping was too low and it would cut into your thumb with your hand wraps on. With these, I had no issues with that. Beautiful glove, nice broken feel. You can see just really nice and soft. Even when I had these right out of the box, they were super soft broken in, really relatively no break-in period whatsoever. And then one thing you notice, once you get your hand inside here, the back of the hand uses the same liner that you feel. I'll show you guys real quick if I can get it opened up. But the liner on the inside of the glove that goes all the way where the fingers are at is really nice and soft and supple on the inside. And then it almost feels like they use like a soft felt that goes over the fingertip stitching. So you don't actually feel the stitching because that's all covered. So the entire hand compartment where your fingers are at, the back of your hand, feels really nice and just kind of cushioned. Feels like there's a pillow around your hand. And it gives you a really nice sensation that your hand is really well snug and protected, but not over tight where you feel like it's being restrictive. So nice deep finger compartment. You can really roll your hand and make an excellent fist with that. So the comfort, I mean, is top notch. And even the wrist support, it feels really good. Obviously, you're not gonna get the same level of wrist support like a bag glove if you're using this primarily for training, like you would with a bag glove where you have a ratcheting Velcro system. But again, these are pro fight gloves, so you can't really compare those two. But for a fight glove, very nice, not too wide. I had those tough wear saber gloves where the cuff was flat, but the cuff would flare out because it was just too wide, so I would have these huge gaps on the side of my hand. This feels much more streamlined. Just show you guys the weight, obviously. I didn't show you guys this earlier, but you can see it has really nice balance. I mean, regardless if you hold it at the very end of the glove or towards the front, I mean, there's literally no sagging. So you can see the balance and the distribution of weight is there as well. But excellent comfort as well. Now, protection and performance. This glove utilizes a horsehair and EVA foam mixture. So much like the Grant gloves that utilize that same kind of foam mixture, and I believe even the No Boxing No Life FHH model uses that, where you get a blend of the EVA. So the EVA is going to be kind of the denser foam that you feel in here, but then you also have a layer of horsehair underneath that that gives you the much more puncher's feel, like people want to use that term, puncher's glove. And basically that's much softer padding, so your knuckles really go through it, which a lot of Mexican style fighters like, offensive minded fighters that use like gloves like Cleto Reyes, where they really want to be able to punish their opponents. The purpose of those gloves is to inflict the most amount of damage, where gloves like Winning, Grants, and even these are a little bit more protective. So it's kind of a good blend of both a puncher's glove, but more protection than a strictly like a horsehair glove, because there might be some of those of you that have hand injuries, issues with your knuckles. You just need a little bit more protection, and these would be perfect for you. So excellent protection. The performance is great. Obviously, if you're using these just for mitts or for bag work, and you want to really feel it, you can see that. I mean, the feedback on this is excellent. You get a beautiful feeling of compression and that nice crack that you're looking for. And you can see the actual punch surface really flattened out. And that has a lot to do, not with just the EVA, but the horsehair. The horsehair is much more form-fitting. It's not like a injected molded foam or open and closed cell foam that are thicker. You know, you land with a lot of power, but there's only a certain level for those foams to really compress because of how dense they are. Especially injected molded foam, where it's super dense and it takes a lot of time to break in. With the horsehair and EVA, it's really nice because it's softer, and again, it really forms to your fish shape as well as to whatever target you're landing on, and that's why you feel that sharp feeling that you landed a really good shot, and you also get that nice pop and feedback. Again, protection-wise is not as good as some of the more denser fitting gloves or the ones that have a little bit thicker foams or the layered foams, but you're kind of getting the trade-off for that feedback and for that pop. Now, cost-wise, these gloves are 189 euros. So if you were to convert that to US dollars, currently it's 222 US dollars, which I think is a good deal. All things considered, this being some of the best quality gloves I've seen, regardless if these are Mexican made or not, they're definitely up there, you know, in my top 3 as far as quality of gloves. Where I rank them with winning and flying and all that, I would have to really sit down and look at it, but they're definitely up there quality wise. And considering that I feel that these are probably made by maybe by the same people that make Grant and even, you know, the other brands that are like Russian Boxer, but just have a higher end feel to these with a customized look. I mean, the price is really good considering all things considered. I mean, if you're looking at like Clutch Reyes training gloves, those are like 180 bucks right now. So, you know, you fork out another 40 bucks and you get yourself a pair of these, which I think are fantastic. So you're getting a glove that not everybody has. It looks fantastic. The craftsmanship is there. And if you're looking for something that gives you that horsehair with the EVA, the protection, and the performance, then these are definitely a great selection for you guys to look at and think about. So again, if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. As usual, I'll put the link in the description box. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.